What is up? You already know what day it is. This is Mindset Monday, where we bring you the truth after Sunday. I want to personally welcome you to Season 2, Episode 5. Season 2, Episode 5. This episode is entitled, Don't Want Desperately, Want Diligently. Let's say it again. Don't want desperately, want diligently. So, growing up, I played organized basketball for most of my life, all right? My school career. And there was this one season that was really, really terrible for me. Maybe there was other seasons, but this one really sticks out. And the reason why, high school is kind of a weird time. And I just kind of felt disjointed in my interests and in my passions and kind of felt some brokenness and, some things like that, where I just felt like I really couldn't focus on anything. And so when it came to practice, I wasn't given the energy I know I could give. And I wasn't just kind of slugging around, but I wasn't given what I knew I should have given into it. I wasn't playing any pickup games outside of practice. I wasn't even playing 2K games. And those are video games. But even that was too much for me to focus on. All right? And so what ended up happening is I get into game time, and I'm going out there and I'm angry. I've got an attitude. I'm not really focused up like that. It's not in my heart, like the game is not in my heart at the time. But then halftime comes. The fourth quarter hits. We're down. And now something starts to rise up in me where I'm like, I can't lose though. I'm angry and I'm hurt, but I don't want to lose. Like we can't go down with the L like that, right? And so desperation would start to kick in. Okay, and I would start exhausting all my energy, going all over the place to try to recover the game, and then end up with losing anyway, and all my energy just absolutely exhausted and gone. And so it's like I had it all before the game. I could have used it. I could have used it in practice. I could have used it even outside of practice, but I just didn't. I could have utilized it, but I didn't. And so when the game time pressure came on, I went full desperation mode because I lacked the diligence that I could have had before game time ever came. And so what I'm saying is that there's too many of us that we allow the pressures of life to become our accountability partners. And so it's only when it's game time that you actually start playing the game. And even then, sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's what happens to me. You start realizing that you're losing. And so you go full desperation mode. And you want desperately when you really should have just wanted diligently. And then that would have translated into a lot of energy, and all of that energy being put into practice before game time ever came. Before the pressure was ever on, you already invested yourself into it instead of exhausting yourself. And there's a difference between the two. And so this is just a simple word of encouragement for anybody where maybe you're putting yourself in unnecessary damaging situations. All right. Because like we talked about, extreme measures, part of the definition of the word desperation, or desperately rather. And so what happens is you put yourself in extreme conditions, and then it translates into you having to go about with extreme measures. And then you end up exhausting yourself. And so I've been there. We've all been there. And so listen, I do believe in you. It doesn't matter what you're going through. All right. Sometimes desperate times happen. Right? And sometimes they do call for desperate measures, but that should not become a lifestyle. And so what I'm saying is break the desperation cycle and start having a diligent cycle, so that way when the pressure's on, now you can enjoy playing the game. It doesn't mean you don't still put in a bunch of work and all your energy, but you can enjoy the game and you can actually pull the W out instead of wasting all this time in the first 3 quarters that you should have been utilizing. If you don't utilize practice, you won't utilize those first 3 quarters. You won't utilize the first half. And so whatever is happening in life, here's the thing. The game already started in the first quarter, right? But it wasn't until the fourth that I started feeling the pressure. You may be in a place in life where you're like, I don't really feel like anything's going down, but the fourth quarter's coming. It's coming, and the diligence is what's going to preserve you when you get there. So let this become a mindset in you. All right, God's given you life. He's given you energy. He's given you his breath, and he doesn't want you to waste it on stupidity. Don't do it on laziness. Don't do it on dumb attitudes and stupid thoughts and habits. Don't waste that energy, because you will want desperately if you do. Preserve it with diligence. All right, this is Mindset Monday. Go kill it before Sunday, and I will see you next week.